let it work off sometimes. I said, I'll let everybody want it.
Quiet out there. We'll go ahead and get started. Welcome everyone tonight, Monday, June 15th. We're getting close to the America 250, so I hope everyone is getting ready to celebrate with someone, everyone. There'll be lots of fun stuff going on right here in your hometown on that evening, so make plans to enjoy it. Also, in that evening and lunchtime, right? We've got a parade. So there'll be lots of festivities on 4th of July, Saturday. And so just want everybody to put that on the calendar. Mike, if you would, open the word of prayer, and then we'll say a salute to the flag.
Lord, thank you so much for this beautiful day that you've given us. Lord, we thank you for the recent rain that we've had. We all know we needed it. Lord, we just pray for those that need comfort today with the loss of loved ones, or those that are struggling with medical issues or financial issues or whatever the hardships may be. Lord, I just ask that it be our prayer that they look to you for guidance and wisdom in the time of need, and you being the all-master great physician, as you lay your healing hand upon them if they need that and bring them back to health. Lord, as we go through this meeting today, I just ask that you be with us and guide and direct us and help make decisions to best benefit this county and its citizens, and to make decisions that would be pleasing and acceptable in your sight. And Lord, just be with our country as we're facing a lot of hardships as a country and turmoil right now. Lord, I just ask that you be with everyone involved, decision makers and elected officials, and help them to do things with a calm, cool, collected head, and that deals be made as they need to be made, and we all and the peace is reinstated back in the Middle East. Be with us through the rest of this evening, get us home safely, and bring us back again safe when the time is right. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. If you would, join me, salute our flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all for that. Madam Clerk, if you would, call the roll, please.
Squire Stubb.
Here.
Squire Harris.
Here.
Squire Eldridge.
Here.
Judge Travis.
Here.
Squire Travis. No. Squire Cotton.
Here. 5 present.
Motion to approve Squire Travis's actions. Second.
All right, we have a motion by Zach, seconded by Will, to approve of the absence of Squire Travis tonight. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from previous court meetings. First in your book is, well, let's do them in order. Let's do the regular meeting of June 1st. Order by date. Anyone? Well, first of all, let me back up. Yep, back up one more time. We have on page 9 in your book the special call meeting of June 1st, where we did the road hearing. Does anyone need to make any changes or entertain a motion to approve as presented?
So moved. Second.
All right, motion by Mike, seconded by Zach, to approve the special call meeting minutes, which was County Road Aid on June 1st. Approval with no changes. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes. All right, then we have our Monday, June 1st regular meeting minutes.
I got some.
Okay. Alright,
Laura, do you have a copy of it?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna go by the numbers from the top right. Do you have those numbers?
Yes.
let's start at one.
Yeah, start at one. On the first page, under E, number one, where it says the judge said, I want to start right there. Go all the way down to budget items. After budget items, I want to strike all of that.
And leave the last sentence.
Yes, sir. Page 3. Second line starts with Miss Cooper. And I want to strike, starting there, all the way down to the motion. That's where I copy.
Alright, so we'll take all that commentary.
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Page 4. E, under tax board appointment. Start at the second sentence. E continued, start there. Go and strike the rest of that commentary all the way down to number 3. Moving along to page 6. At the bottom of the attachment, it starts with Miss Catherine Scott. Begin striking there. And go all the way to middle of page 7, right before the attachment. Strike that. All that description. Below on the same page 7, strike that entire paragraph that concludes the page. Page 8. The last sentence right before the second motion, which says discussion ensued regarding a number of tourism commissioners, that entire sentence all the way down to Esquire Stone. I want you to strike that. And then where it says Esquire Stone wanted to move, you need to strike out wanted to move and insert made a motion. Continuing on page 8, which says Miss Scott, start there, and end at Ender City, which is the end of the last sentence. At the bottom of page 8, the second line says month's profit and loss and head. I believe that's a typo. The E should be deleted if you say had also sent them information. Begin striking at the judge. If it says last year was spent, period, then start striking at the judge. Continue all the way to page 9. At the end of that sentence, which says updates to their building. At the end of the building, include the strike.
Where's that at, Mike? Updates to the page 9, second sentence.
Or, yeah, right in the middle of the second line.
Okay, strike 2 there.
2 there. Yes, sir. Jump down a couple lines to where it says Mr. Davis, Mr. Jeff Davis. Start striking there. And go all the way down to the rest of the discussion for new business. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Davis all the way down.
All the way down to new business. That's all that I have, though.
All right, would anybody else like to make any adjustments to the minutes, deletions or additions?
Motion to approve the minutes with the corrected changes.
Second. All right, we have a motion by Will, second by Zach, to approve the minutes with the corrections that were just presented and mentioned. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes. All right, now we'll do the special call meeting from Wednesday, June 3rd. Anyone have any changes on
I don't have anything like on
that meeting.
On the first 2 pages, this seems like there's an awful lot of
Page 3.
commentary on 3 and 4. It's just, I mean, it would be my opinion to strike all of that, because I cannot attest to that's exactly what was said, how it was said, and I can't, if that's an accurate representation of the discussion that we had. All the way down, strike it all the way down to number 9 at the bottom of page 4.
Was out on the, like, page 2 at the top,
I have it
the
right.
very last sentence.
I have it right. But yeah, everything that's after me, Esquire Eldridge.
Start there.
You okay with that, Lou?
I mean, we got into the,
Well, let's think, I guess, down the
Pages.
a little bit.
of, you know, just our opinions of discussing, on how to change this and change that. So I mean, when we get done with the, you know, the document, it'll reflect
Well, just figure
the correct discussion, so.
you know, when we get done with, when the new policy manual is voted in and takes effect, and that'll be what it is.
All right, so you'd like to delete all that commentary?
Yes, yes, sir.
All right, so that'll be basically all of page 3, from the top.
Yes.
So we'll have number 8, and then it has, arrived at 6:35, and then start striking the very bottom and strike the entire next page,
Okay, all the way down to the farmer's market pavilion.
all the way down to number 9, okay? All right, is there any other, changes or additions, corrections like to be made on these minutes? Entertain a motion to approve with changes. So moved. Second?
Second.
All right, motion by Zach, second by Will, to approve the minutes of the special call meeting, with the noted changes. Any discussion?
Hey, Scott, the executive session minutes, which set of minutes are they tied to?
Let's see,
The ones that came to Cheryl,
yes,
page 34, but
well, yeah, hang on a second.
it was page 26 and 27
Correct.
in the June 1st, so they're included in it.
Well,
Or no, they're included in the first one.
yeah, they might have been put in the book at the wrong spot.
Yeah.
You see them there, Corey and
You just want to
Cheryl?
do them separate?
Yeah, these are executive session minutes from 6:1.
Well, she's sending us this one.
No, it says right there, subject.
Oh, what?
Executive session
Okay.
minutes, 6:1.
I know I read them. What page y'all say it was again?
34.
What's that?
34.
Oh,
On the bottom right.
I'm lost in Bennett.
yeah, there.
But
Well, this set of minutes,
those were the different meetings.
well, this set of minutes goes with the regular meeting.
June 1st, 9
Yes,
Okay, so it's not relevant to what we're voting on right now.
correct.
Okay.
So, in fact, I don't think the post-executive committee minute, post-executive meeting is in these minutes to approve today.
What?
Yes.
So here's my thing with this, is I believe that these were sent to us and put in our packet to be attached to the minutes as they read right here. And, I have a problem with it, mainly because these notes from Cheryl should have been taken and put into the same format of all the rest of our minutes, and it should just be an email screenshot. So when we get around to these, whenever you bring them up, I'm gonna reject these, and when it's gonna be my motion to reject them, and then whenever she just puts them in the same format as our standard minutes, then we will vote to add them too.
Well, I mean, we just voted to do the June 1st meeting minutes
Was these
which
attached to it?
include, they were, yeah, right following them. They were right following the,
Well, finish this
The
and I'll make a
transfers.
motion that's just pertaining to this.
okay. See, the meeting's 6:30, they're not here. So we could approve these minutes at the next meeting. Probably best, when we got them told.
Yeah, I think just for clarity, once they get recorded, if we want to just wait on 6-3 minutes for the next one, that way we vote on the post-executive session on June 1st. That, those minutes, that way they're recorded in the order that they were taken. June 3rd, we approved at the next meeting prior to this meeting's.
Yes.
And then the meeting on, I think, the 22nd, So, we'll, just for clarity's sake, when it's recorded, I think it makes more sense just to chronologically.
Yeah, well, that's why I've kind of voted on it that way. So we can just, if the motioner and the second is okay, withdrawing, and we'll do them at the next call meeting, special call meeting minutes at 6:30.
On the big set of minutes?
6:30. Okay. Because they're not here right now, so we can't approve them if they're not here. We'll do them at the next meeting, which is fine. Now now we go back to these minutes, because they are here. We wanna make an adjustment on those.
Well, it's only, relevant to page 26, I believe, in the June 1st minutes. And I would like to make a motion that the executive session minutes that were on page 26 of those minutes be corrected to assume the format of all the rest of our minutes, and not be a screenshot.
I'll second that.
All right, well, we have a motion.
This time we're gonna put a set of emails into the minutes. But I don't know who's gonna do it that way.
The person that does the minutes.
Now, we have so on the floor now, we have a motion by Mike, second by Will, to not approve.
We'll throw together a Word document for the post-executive session minutes on June 1st, regular meeting, and then we'll have that for.
Okay.
Since, this seems to be what the court's, requesting.
Yeah.
We can just put it in the format.
Of course. All right, so tell me your motion again.
Take page 26 and make it match the same format as the rest of the minutes.
Just change the format of the,
Where it's not an email, but it's actually part of the minutes.
change the format where it's not an email. Okay. That's the motion we're voting on right now.
Yes.
So the minutes that were approved,
They still stand.
they still stand, other than this last part, we're gonna make a motion to change the format.
Just correct on that one page.
Okay, all right, I understand where we're at. Everybody understand what we're at, what we're voting on? Okay. All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. So, basically, we'll change that, change the format, and then we will do the special call meeting of 6:3 at our next meeting. All right. Now on the agenda is communications from citizens. Does anyone in the audience like to address the board? You have 3 minutes. Anyone? All right. Hearing none, we will move on from that. I want to ask the approval. I don't have an agenda cover sheet, but I do want to hire some part-time help in my office to work afternoons, and at 18 an hour. I haven't interviewed anyone yet, but I would just like approval from this court to proceed with the process, and then when I do get someone picked, I'll present that name to court for approval. So moved. All right, is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Zach, seconded by Dan, to approve the part-time help for the judge's office, with more information coming in the future. Any discussion?
You just going for one person?
One, okay, yeah. Yeah. All right, Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes. We have a special meeting on 6/22 at 6 p.m. To do the second reading on our budget and potentially on our personnel policy. We'll do some, you already on 6/22, we'll do the budget and the personnel policy, second readings. Now the agenda will come out 24 hours in advance, so it could change up to 24 hours in advance. We'll just send it to you. Just want to let you know that 6/22 at 6 p.m. we will have a special call meeting, and that's like that next Monday. Does that sound right?
We said the 22nd, right?
Yes.
Monday.
6 o'clock Monday, that seemed to work pretty good. All right, one other thing, we talked about getting disinterested parties to look at the road. Greg Murphy and Joey Thompson have both agreed to help us out again, so we're ready to start that process.
Need a motion.
Okay.
So moved.
All right. Yeah, well, and this is interested parties to take a look at Patton Spur, about the potential closure of the road. All right, that's your motion. And that's your second. All right, we have a motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes. I would like to address, I've got a citizen complaint about our special call meeting that was, took place earlier. We want to, just address it in the manner that, the belief was that we, acted illegally, because it wasn't on the agenda. Of course, we didn't take any action in it, and, that we would stop doing it as far as, I guess, have an executive session at a special call meeting if it wasn't on the agenda. Well, I have no problem with trying to put, we can put it on the agenda that there will be an executive session. But again, a special meeting agenda has to state subject matters. And an executive session is an action, it's not a subject. And for example, I'm under the belief, and I think the KRS will back it up, I think the Attorney General will back it up, and I think it will stand in the future. Like when we go into a recess does not need to be on the agenda, nor does an executive session, because it is not an action. It's not a subject matter, it's an action, and it's not a subject matter. An example would be, of course, the special meeting rules say that you have to have an agenda, and it has to be posted in that window and my window 24 hours in advance of the meeting at a minimum. So 10 minutes before, 24 hours before, the agenda can change. And for example, if something changed in the time from when the agenda was put up until we met, if something changed on the agenda, you couldn't change the agenda. But coming into the meeting, me as the chair, I am not sure that if you did go on the executive committee, that there was even a guarantee that y'all would vote to go into. So that's why the two matters are separate. And I think they will hold if questioned in the future. So I just wanted to bring that to y'all's attention because I had a citizen complain about it. All right. So next item on the agenda, page 36, communication reports from members and other offices. We have a report here from the Soil Conservation. Is anyone here from Soil Conservation to speak on behalf of what's in the book? All right. If you look on page 37, it has their receipts, has their expenditures. And then this has this plan of work that I think we was presented at the last meeting. They do a lot of good work for us in the community. So we need to be thankful for that. I don't know if we need to take any action on that at this time. So we'll move right on. The watershed budget, I believe, also was part of that. They are under soil conservation. The watershed is on page 46. As you can see there, if you got property along Plum Creek, you pay a little tax on that. So, all right, next on the agenda is zoning. Ashley, you're up.
So I have the second reading for Tim and Joanne Caswell. They're requesting Ag 1 agriculture to Ag 2 agriculture on 7.9 acres located on Hughes Creek Court. Commissioner Greenmont, I make a motion to recommend to rezone the application of the Caswells requesting a zone change from Ag 1 agriculture to Ag 2 agriculture of 7.09 acres located on Hughes Creek Court. The recommended land use map in the comprehensive plan recommends low to medium density residential. The change would be in compliance with the comprehensive plan, and there was no one here to speak against it. Commissioner Stevens second, Chairman Brown roll call, Administrator Welch roll call, and motion carried.
Motion to approve based on the facts and findings of planning and zoning.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Zach, second by Mike, to approve the zoning that was just read. Be approved based on the facts and findings of the Planning and Zoning Commission. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Anything else?
Yeah.
All right, we have, the sanitation district minutes in here. I'm here almost gone. Right there, all right, so, that's sanitation minutes. Page 51, page 52, 53. Okay, on page 54, we have, and I have this to pass out.
Quick question.
Yes.
According to the agenda, we skipped over the sheriff's office.
What's that?
Sheriff's office?
Oh, I did. And Sharon's sitting right there. You're up, Sharon. Sorry about
I'm
that.
trying to get you out of here.
That gives me time to pass these out.
I'm gonna check that.
Good pick, Mike. I looked right at her and I ran right over.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
That's why I get this one here, I just check off this and do it.
Okay.
These are the 2025 tax reports. I did the settlement with the state, and then you'll notice at the bottom of each page, it's each taxing district, what was paid out to each taxing district. This year we signed for $19,884,046, for a total of 9,756 bills. We collected 99% of that. We turned over $165,696.42, total of 158 bills, to the clerk's office for further collections. As you notice on the summary page, the very first page, it has what we signed for, what we collected, and I was over a penny. Okay.
You're gonna clean that up.
What's that?
You're gonna clean that up.
Anyone have any questions?
No, that's great.
Thank you, Sharon.
You're welcome. And then the second thing I want to hand out is, the budget for the fee budget, where we take in for special reports, parent conceals. On that, we sent in a budget of $875,000, and we turned over a little over 27,000 more. We brought in 902,000 $82.28 for the fees collected throughout, 25. And again, it's got a breakdown on the second page of each quarter and what each thing was broken down as far as paper service, carrying bills, those types of reports, those kind of things.
And I think we do need to approve this.
Yes, yes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion by Mike, seconded by Zach, to approve the sheriff's 2025 quantitative report, annual settlement. Any discussion? And I'll sign this copy because Andrew has to sign.
We've got one that you
You got
guys,
one that I
I
signed?
just had
Okay.
to present it, yet.
Okay, I got you.
Yep.
All right, have a motion and a second on the floor. Any other discussion on this? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work. Okay, now I jump to page 54. Y'all see I passed out, y'all remember, we had did a draw on our, and Corey, correct me if I get this incorrect, from the, KIA, WRS fund, we did a draw to do concrete work. And, the proper channel is that we approve it and then they can do it. We did approve the draw and then the work got done, but before we could pay it, the bill needed to be paid, so I believe the district paid it. So we need to reimburse the district from the KIA fund. So, you see it was 15,210, and on the back, the bill from Shelburne Concrete was 15,210. So entertain a motion to approve, repaying the district for this draw. Yes, KIA account.
So moved.
All right, for a second.
Second.
I have a motion by Zach, seconded by Dan, to reimburse the sanitation district out of the KIA account in the amount of $15,210. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes. All right, in your next in the book, we have Adriana Marshall, letter of support for recreation, tourism, convention. Some of you guys are here tonight. Would y'all like to address it since you're on the agenda? Address it?
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate you having us on there and for just taking the time. As we had discussed with you all previously, Catherine Scott, as our tourism director, has done a great deal of things in the last 2 years. She has started things that take time. It's like planting seeds. She can't pop up flowers overnight in a small town, we know this. But due to the park closing and a couple other things going on, we do need some assistance when it comes to funding the positions. So Catherine had presented you all with the packet previously, but I just want to reiterate that without the support from you guys, we will unfortunately lose a great asset to the county. She has her hands in a lot of things in a beautiful way. America 250 and the celebration that's happening wouldn't have really happened without her. She has been such a great asset to tourism and throughout the community. But I just really want to remind you guys of how beneficial she has been and that this does take time. It's definitely a blossoming situation. So I just wanted to reiterate that without your support, unfortunately, we will lose a great asset to the community.
Now, I would like to say that when we have our budget hearing on the next week on 6 o'clock, we will be discussing a lot of these items line by line. And we will have, we'll be doing cost benefit analysis of what we need to pay for, the things we have to prioritize. So, that some discussion will take place that night. So, thank you all. All right, do we have anybody from EMS tonight? All right, well, I'll take care of it. I know what they're doing. They're getting a new ambulance, a brand new ambulance. It's should be en route home here, the new ambulance. So I'll go ahead and take care of these for Robert. On page 56, he has the notes, to, William Rucker from a part-time paramedic to a full-time paramedic, going on the 2448. And currently, there's no change in the pay rate. Be effective 6/30, so we need to approve that change. He's already employed here, so.
moved.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just need to check the calendar for the payroll dates because we can't split payroll.
Okay.
So after 6:30, payroll ends, pay period of 6:30 actually ends July 3rd, so the next payroll starts on July 4th.
Okay.
So we need to make it effective July 4th.
Well, there's no change in pay, so.
It's just his full-time.
Okay, there's no change.
Yeah, it's just
Okay,
one time.
sorry. sound
No,
like-
that's a good catch, though. I'll catch it.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, it's no full time.
But, yeah, that is a good catch. All right, so we'll start again. Got a motion and second? Second by Dan. Okay, to change William Rucker from part-time to full-time to go on 2448. No rate change in pay. All right. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Next, he has to hire the two EMT students from the high school class that we taught for the part-time roster, and that they are Paxton Truitt and Emily Calderon at $16.20 an hour. Of course, that's pending the pre-employment requirements. These will be part-time EMTs.
So moved.
Second. Have a motion by Zach, seconded by Mike, to approve Paxton Truitt, Emily Calderon, at $16.20 an hour for part-time EMTs based on the hiring requirements. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. On page 57, if you will take note, one thing we need to do going into the future, Sherry called it when we're doing our personnel policy studying, I guess, her studying, us working at our last meeting. But when someone passes a probation period, we need to acknowledge that in court. So we have Abigail Powell, her probation period ended on 6/17. And what we'll do going into the future, once someone's period has passed, we'll bring it to vote of approval. And that is in line with our policy.
Well, I'm assuming this one time. Our final resolution too, that kind of gets signed off on for this, right? No?
Well, you know, we're approving that the probation period has ended, and I have not gotten a report of anything otherwise. So to keep us in line with our policy. Yes, Sherry?
So I did reach out to Robert prior to adding her to the agenda, and I said, are you okay with saying that she has completed successfully her probation? And he said, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. So we do have some documentation that we can attach to it. And then going forward, because Sherry will be maybe at the first meeting in July. And then we have others. She's keeping a tally of them as we go along. So we'll do this in the coming future. So when you see these, this is what they are. And
So, organizer, but I like it.
There you go.
Energizer Buddy or Organizer Bunny. Okay. All right, so entertain a motion to accept Abigail Powell and successfully completing her initial probation period. All right. Motion by Mike, seconded by Zach, to approve Abigail Powell's probation period ending 6/17/26. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Have one other item, page 58, surplus in the 2 old ambulances. They're listed here, the serial numbers are listed here, and we'll go ahead and entertain a motion to surplus these, and then we will advertise them and then take them to the next auction if that's what everybody wants to do. So
I have a question, so these both 13, like there's a question mark next to one that says GMC, the serial numbers are different. But
Well, the surplus and the one, they're both 2013, the one what they call red four, and then the other one's just the 2013 09 that's doesn't have like the red four or the five. That's the question what it is.
Yeah, actually,
Hasn't been used to it.
well, no, actually, it's been sitting.
Right.
They had it full of equipment.
What's their emergency management?
It was like, but then they got a trailer, and they got the stuff in the trailer now. So but it does run.
Trying to clean the junk car a little bit.
Yeah. Now, one thing I did suggest to Robert is I want him to take those brush guards off that keeps you from tearing up when you get it here. So I want the sheriff's office to know we're gonna have some of those, unless you all think that that'll make it sell for a lot more money. I mean, they bring 1,800 is,
It ain't gonna make no difference.
Well, what are you gonna do?
Likelihood of those spending on anything
Yeah, they can
else
spend
is
on
so
else,
high.
guys.
well, now you can make things work with whatever. But anyway, all I know is when you got them on the front, Chris, and you get a deer, the damage is 20% versus if you don't have it. So, but anyhow, and I don't want anything taken up there with real good tires. So, we're looking at one of these has got almost new tires on it, so we want to trade them out. And I think they're 16 inches. So, well, y'all go, if y'all disagree, y'all go tell Robert.
You think you
So,
the worst time?
I'm
ain't gonna sell.
well, this one here actually runs fine. This one with the question mark, according to Robert, it runs. It's just the old one that has the box, one of them with the boxes that we replaced twice. It's actually been set.
Surplus the two ambulances.
Second. All right, motion by Will, second by Zach, to surplus these two ambulances listed. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. All right, we have page 59, our two CDs that we have at the People's Bank. One is a million and has some interest. The other is a $1,000,002 and has, which the 200 is actually interest that is earned. They're coming due at the end of June, as you can see. And we had discussion about it this morning in my office. What the idea that I like is on the 29th, we go ahead and just put them in the general fund. Because Karen said the paperwork is proper. We'll put them in the general fund, and then after the 1st of July, we can put part of them back in or put them all back in. Everybody agree with that? That's proper. Yeah, well, I know you have, what's yeah.
What's on property about that?
Yeah, because the way that they were entered it crossed 2 fiscal years, the way that it was done before. And so she's been working really hard to correct all of the reports from back through, and she's just trying to keep it straight for the end of the fiscal year.
It's easier to keep straight. We put it in the general fund, and then if we choose, we'll vote first meeting in July, which is what, the 6th? Does that sound right? It's after the 4th.
Yes.
So, on the 6th, we'll have a good snapshot, and then we can put it all in.
I want to keep it making that interest, all the beginning.
Well, I mean, even though it's 3-something, it's a pretty good pile, so it adds up. So, but if no one has objections to that, when they mature, we'll just put them into the general fund, and then we'll make
Motion to pull the CD at 629, put into the general fund, and then put back in at the end of the fiscal year.
Second. All right. Motion by Zach, second by Dan, to, when the CDs mature, put them into the general fund, and then next budget year, we can reinvest it. That's pretty much it. All right. All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Farmers Market Pavilion, you see we have a draw, and I will like to say that I still have, the draw that we did 2 weeks ago. I have not given that payment. I'm hoping that tomorrow I did see plumbers working there today, and I did see metal guys working today, which is good. And, what I'm aiming to do, when I see a green sticker, I'll tell them to have that checked. That's kind of what the motion said. So, hopefully tomorrow's Tuesday, and we'll get a sticker. And then, of course, this draw here is for electrical. If you look, of course, nothing's been expended out of electrical at this time.
But what do they use this money for?
Well, electrical.
I assume so for a down payment on supplies or something, but
Well, that's just going off kind of, what you said, they didn't turn in the plumbing invoice till they said the plumbing was ready for rough inspection, which apparently that's having trouble. But
Hopefully they'll be there tomorrow when I can pick up the last check we made.
motion approved.
All right, is there a second? I'll second it. So we have a motion on the floor to make the payment draw 13, the Elder Construction for $6,750. Any more discussion?
Is there a receipt? Okay, or
No. No, of course, this will reflect, I think, 4% of the work, 4.76% of the electrical. And I think some of the electrical is in the concrete, so that if it was proper. Right. So, all right, any other discussion on this motion? We'll proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? All right. Say, motion passes by majority vote. All right, next on the agenda, we have a change order. We have discussed about the building and the setting of the building, and the initial drawings had the buildings 4 feet apart. And since they're that close, it'll require a fire sprinkler and a fire alarm. So we have this change order presented here. I requested with the elders about the bids. I did talk to another individual about the bids, and they said it should be a little more expensive than, since this is a dry system, than the first building. And I think the first building was 50, well, it's actually in that bid. I think it's 59 something. On that bid page. 59,603 were the sprinklers in the first building. And then this is for the second building. So this is the next item on the floor to discuss.
15,000 more than this. Correct?
No,
21,000 was 59.
well, it was 59,000 for sprinklers. The previous bid I just looked at says fire sprinklers 59,000 something. And
The
then,
dry system in the back is $80,822.
well, it's 65,380. The fire alarm is separate. You gotta add a fire alarm separate, according to them. So,
what Gary said?
what's that?
What Gary said?
Well, he's the one that told me that the sprinkler, the dry system, would be a little more expensive than the wet system. So the original system was 59 something, this was 65, so I'm not gonna say that that's out of line. I'll tell you what I would like to do.
The only question I have is,
Go ahead.
so the drawing they got bid on was the 20 foot apart, not 4 foot apart, or
No, the bid was made on the drawing 4 foot apart. And then the
our total bid through Elder Construction was based on a drawing of 4 foot apart.
Hold on. Yes.
I know where Will's going, he's like, so why wasn't this in this?
Why wasn't it included?
Yeah, cause I thought this got brought up and yeah, cause they built the pad for the building 4 foot apart.
Well,
So they bid on it 4 foot apart.
they bid on it 4 foot apart, and it should have included this, if that was the case. Yes. Good
I never
point.
thought that before until. it
Yes,
just
good point.
Yeah.
Because the drawing had them wider, but if the bid was made on being closer, then it should have included. So, I recommend that we dig deeper into this. So, if y'all wanna vote on it, you can. If not, I'll vote. Make a motion.
Well, a change order for a sprinkler system, I got time to kill, they're nowhere near ready to put that in there. And quite frankly, I'd ask the question, if it was bid on 4 feet apart, why was the system?
This is oversight on their engineering part.
Well,
I mean, that'd be my argument.
that's a good point. So, we can move on, cause we will meet again. All right, I'm gonna move on, no action on that item.
I see something like,
Yeah, discussion,
electrical.
yeah, I had a note on that, and I don't remember what it was, but I think I'll come to it. So on page 65, okay, well, Will brings a good point. You all know when we bid on this building, it's up to us to run the water to the building, run the sewer to the building, or a line to the building. Everything outside the shell of the building is on us. And then the temporary service, he's got some in here for a temporary pole in the bid, I saw, and, but nonetheless, it's up to us to get the current to the outside of the building or underground, whatever, what have you. So we've got to get some prices together for what that's gonna be. Now, that won't be a change order, that'll just be something we gotta pay.
Well, I was just gonna say, somebody needs to make a call if it's Salt River or not, and see
Yeah.
exactly where we're gonna set it, if we're gonna set a transformer.
I can do that. I will take care of that.
I need to know where that's going before someone's gonna get a price for the electrical side of it.
Okay. Well, I was looking at the plans, I sent you the picture, and I couldn't tell where the box would go. Exactly.
I can't look at my phone. You got actual plans over there?
I do, come with that. They're in the safe, the biggest ones. All right, page 65, 66, we had a citizen want to lower the speed limit on Ingham Lane, and this is in Zach's area,
This is up in
Ashes Creek.
way up, and it's a one-lane dead-end road, but she just would like to have it on, but she wanted to be lower than this, but I think 45 is agreeable, so we have to do this in order, so that's the first reading, which we cannot do the second reading, which I guess we can do Monday if you want to, right? Or let's see.
No, we have to, well, I don't know if we gotta advertise this in the paper or not. Karen will tell me.
I don't know if that's, if that matter much, I don't.
Yeah, I
don't think the sheriff's office running much radar.
It's- Well, and this particular lane, not only does the state road dead end, Ashes Creek dead end, Ingham Lane runs off of it and dead ends too. I don't know how many residents live on Ingham Lane.
It's all, where is it, that's all us, it's not state road here,
But it runs into the state road. 2450, isn't it? Ashes Creek.
Old Ashes Creek Road, Ingram Lane's up there, like Lakeview Drive, and,
Right, right, Thompson Lane and all that.
yeah, it's one of the spurs.
Well,
Off Ashes
On
Creek.
Drake's Ridge.
no, it ain't up to Dirt
It's not
Creek.
very great.
It's up past Drake's
It's up
Creek.
past, you gotta take Drake's Ridge to get there.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah,
No,
Is it the back side?
I looked at it on the map over there, so I would know.
it's, you take going into Drake's Ridge, you take a right, you go up in there almost like you drive.
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about.
Is he correct?
There's two ways. You go down Drake Ridge and come in with Old
Oh, Ashes Creek Road comes to it.
Well, it dead ends.
Lakeview Drive does.
No, I'm thinking, I looked at the wrong place. I went through the book. Y'all look on the map page and see if I got the right one. Ingham Lane is over there.
Is it Thompson? Is it past Thompson?
Go west, young man. West of there. Yeah. When that saying, go west, young man.
It's over Keystone.
Okay.
I can appreciate it.
Is there any reason not to lower the speed limit?
No.
I mean, it's a dead end street.
Okay.
I'm reason too.
You turn off of Franklin Road on the 2450, which is Ashton's Creek Lane.
Yeah.
And you go up past Old Ashton Creek
Oh, at the
Road,
very end, past
go
Thompson.
past Hickory, go past Cedar Mountain.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is. All right, I'm wrong. But it's just the dead end line.
Yeah, all right.
I thought I was on something, you was agreeing with me all.
Yeah, I was, yeah, we all wrong side of it.
Yeah, well, there's,
It's
there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, maybe 12 residents.
All right, I'll make a motion that we lower the speed limit to 25 miles an hour on Ingram Lane.
Second.
All right, and this will be a first reading on the ordinance. So we have a motion by Dan, seconded by Zach, to approve, first reading on the ordinance to lower the speed limit on County Road 1070, which is Ingham Lane, to 25 miles per hour.
Do we have a history of doing this?
No.
We can,
Karen thinks that there's only one other time well, we've got ordinances in place to set speed limits, but,
I guess a question, the reason why I say that is like, we want to set the precedence that anytime somebody calls, what's the make request that we're gonna start dropping roads left and right.
well, I've had
Depends on the road.
I've had several requests to drop the speed limit.
For Ingham Lane?
No,
Well-
different roads.
and I'll just simply discuss, in my opinion, is this is a dead end road on a dead end road.
Correct.
That's different than a through road, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So,
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
This road, I ain't really got a problem with it, but like if somebody,
Right.
and,
you know,
It's a case by case thing. It's not just
The
a.
speed limit's gonna be different.
no, I mean,
Really
it's like,
gonna want it.
somebody wants to take a little road, and say, well, it's too fast, you're gonna make it 15-mile-an-hour.
So is it 35 right now?
yes, well, if you,
No, it's not posted.
well, on this ordinance, apparently, in April 17th of 2004, Fiscal Court established a 35-mile speed limit on all county maintained roads outside the confines of a subdivision.
Mm-hmm.
So, basically, this
It's
road,
what it's supposed to be, but it's not posted.
Yeah.
We have to post the speed limit up there. Sign up there.
I expect the speed trap to be up there.
yeah,
You take a trailer up there?
you got 12 chances.
You take a trailer up there and put it up there? Yeah. But don't put it in the front of it, because they gotta get up speed. Right.
But, anyway, so we have a motion and a second on the floor to have a first reading of this ordinance. Any other discussion? All right, and how this will work, if the other residents on that road object to this, they will come at the second meeting and protest. That's how the American society works. All right.
Peaceful.
All right, all those in favor of the first reading to change the road to 25 from 35, in the lane, say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. All right. I want to, I need to do one thing. We have, if y'all remember, we went to the time clocks a couple years ago. And, it's a lot. It's really made it simpler as far as folks doing their time sheets and so forth. We have a new treasurer now that is putting it all correctly in the system and making it where it's easier to do and more automated to do and so forth, which was the goal all along, if y'all recall the discussions then. So when we first rolled out the time clocks, we were trying to be lenient on department heads as far as if they were to use them or not to use them. And nearly everyone adopted using the time clocks. And we have come to a juncture where, everyone needs to use the time clocks. And if anyone, needs assistance with the time clocks, we will give all the assistance necessary. If they need additional equipment, for example, if they would like what's similar to a punch clock in their office, we can accommodate, because we already have one of those that's already in use. Works very well. So, and it makes it so much easier to keep up with, when folks clock in, they can use their phone, they can use their laptop, they can use their personal device, or, like I said, we can get a time clock. So, but I would like to, I'd like to make a motion for the court to vote that, all department heads and county employees utilize our time clock system.
So moved.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion by Zach, second by Dan, that all county, department heads and offices to utilize the time clocks, to keep for their hours, keeping up their hours, basically. All right, any discussion? Everyone will be using the time clocks.
Do like,
Not the elected officials.
Well, just,
Okay.
yeah,
All people.
everyone that has to clock in and clock out. And another reason it's necessary is to track leave time.
Right, no,
So, I mean, there are many reasons why
I thought we
we have to use it.
Implement this time clock, and if you were a department head, you know, that wasn't elected but appointed by us, you should, if you ain't following it after we said you was gonna do it, you should already give disciplinary
Well,
action now.
The, I don't punch in, Lynn doesn't punch in, Andrew doesn't punch in, Corey doesn't punch in. But everybody else is punching in.
Do your
They need
people
to
punch
punch in. Well, yeah, they
in? Yeah,
punch
well,
in
they
on
do.
the phone. So, but, we need all departments to use the time clocks.
Pending anything from the auditors.
Yeah. Well, but we do have to track your, attendance, so your leave is proper. All right,
There's that.
yes.
I'm trying to understand the positions that you guys are doing, because what I'm told is you're full-time, and a full-time employee under the personnel policy would earn leave. So how are we treating positions that you guys have that are salaried exempt positions differently than other salaried exempt positions that are full-time under the same personnel policy?
Well, the salary exempt positions, the other salary exempt positions don't track their hours.
Yes, they do.
What salary exempt positions?
Robert is the only other salary exempt position.
Well, that's why we inquired today, and inquired with the auditor's office, and we get
But I
a
still,
resolution on it.
but that still doesn't answer why are they not earning leave if they're full-time employees. I don't understand what we're.
I mean, it's nailed on chalkboard right here, if that's what's been done, if we need to reassess what we need and adjust the pay, then, you know, we can have that discussion, but that's why we requested the guidance from the auditor's office to clarify that.
Right, so I'm just gonna ask the question based on my understanding of how the fiscal court works, because I'm very new to this and I'm still trying to understand it. My understanding of personnel policy is no one is exempt from the personnel policy as it's written except elected officials. So if we carve out a specific position and say it's not subject to the personnel policy, are we doing that right? And doesn't the fiscal court have the ability to say all employees have to do exactly what the personnel policy said?
I can repeat it again, but that's why we're seeking the guidance. They are a classification under the Fair Labor Standards Act that they are exempt from having to keep time sheets.
That's not what it says.
Oh, Corey, do we just need to wait until we ask
You
you
talk to the
questions? Y'all can argue this out in the parking lot. I'm not good for this. Do we just need to hold up on this, Scott, until we can get some clarification here, or what?
Well, we need to vote that everybody uses the time clock. And then we can argue with that, if y'all want to. So,
Well, Corey's under the understanding of one thing, Cheryl's under the understanding of another, but then Sam, he comes up with the decided to make, I mean, we're gonna vote for everyone in the time box.
I guess we
Now,
can make,
Our non-attorneys, I understand, is using the time clock system.
I don't have a clue,
He's
so I'm,
not an exempt under the Fair Labor Standards Act. So that's not an issue. It's the attorney says the exemption under the act. But that's the position that our understanding interpretation.
Ask a question about,
No. I don't wanna argue about this.
that's not what I was gonna ask.
Scott.
go ahead, Cheryl. Say,
I was just gonna ask about the position of the other, the new employee. He's salaried, right? Then I'm
He's not a learned professional under the MLSA, so that's fine. Time clock process.
so he is on.
He is on,
He
he's
is.
a non-attorney, his position is salary. If, and again, it needs to be changed, that he goes to hourly, or what have you, guidance the auditors provide. We can discuss that, and make that change as necessary, or change out the budgetary lines as it relates to his position, but, we will go from there, because with the position in our office, it's part of the salary comes from prosecutor advisory council, and then part of the salary comes from the fiscal court. So there's a combination of those two salaries, or those two funding sources for compensation, so.
well, either way, so you get paid the same from us no matter what, your salary. You do, I don't remember what you call the title, it's paid salary. Cheryl, you get paid an hourly rate, but as a salary,
I don't get paid an hourly rate.
Okay.
Well,
And you have another, the other person in your office gets, she's an hourly rate, right?
She's an attorney now, she was originally.
Yeah, I remember that. But, so it's just a certain salary too. But I remember we changed it.
Right.
I guess we just had a number based for the yearly salary, is what we did. I think we did that with Cheryl's too.
She had previously, under 24, she was seeking time sheets, but prior to the time clock plus system.
Right now, all y'all are paid the same for every pay year.
well, and the reason that we are bringing this up is the auditors has already said that I'm going to have a finding because we didn't have time sheets for one of your employees. So,
And again, with the time sheet, there is a payroll certification form that goes after every pay period that relates to hours worked in the office or the hat payroll from the common fund side. We those just as some sort of year's worth of documented supported showing that they worked X number of hours on average per week to meet the requirements. So I'm not sure if that would change anything as relates to the finding, but there is something more than just the one that without any sort of documentation. So it wasn't necessarily the fiscal court that covers all the documents.
I mean, the other was Robert's salary, and he has a time sheet,
Yeah, it's, again, I mean, the FLSA,
but he has a time sheet,
Right.
but the hours is not necessarily written in, which goes to the point she was making, and that was the second employee that they had an issue with. So going forward, he's doing, we make a correction. The auditors have said, make a correction, so the correction we're making is he's now doing the time sheet. So, but,
Well, I think Corey, what he wants to, the daughter says you gotta clock in. Might not like to clock in.
that's what we asked.
we
make contact with you, or they haven't talked about it?
Yeah, and I don't know if they were in town today, they're working. So, but anyhow, so we had a motion on the floor, but everyone use the time clocks. Any other discussion? Everybody good? I know we're voting on. All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. All right, next on the agenda, we have the invoices, bills, and transfers.
Where are you in that?
I've got some to hand out, and then I've got the Nelson kind of thing.
Yeah.
This is another transfer. If y'all remember, when we did the radio upgrade with the city and with the fire department, we have to do a transfer to pay that. So this is added to the other transfers. And if you see the very last page of your packet, there's like a gazillion, not a gazillion, but there's several, 2 pages of transfers being close to the end of the budget year. Hopefully I'll take care of everything. Anyone have any questions about the bills and transfers?
Motion to pay the bills and make the transfers.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Zach, second by Dan, to make the, pay the invoices, bills, and transfers. Any other discussion?
I got one.
Yeah.
Why don't we put $60,000 to the sheriff's deputy's salary? On capital project.
Are they reading it correct or reading it the other way? Is it to and from or from and to?
It says to sheriff's deputy salaries, it says from capital project.
Which page is that on?
78. Yeah.
Yes, please.
I can tell you that, the sheriff's deputy salaries are very low in that line item right now. When I talked to Caitlin, she said she has been pulling, everything that we need from that one particular line item because there's so much left in at the end of the year. And I told her I thought that Chris wanted them to pull it from the sheriff's deputy benefit line. So.
That last statement.
So,
I believe if.
are you short 60 grand on paying people?
You should not be.
We're not short on paying people, but we gotta have enough to last till the end of the year.
When Sherry and I spoke with it last week, there was a surplus amount in the benefits column, significantly more than what should be in there, in my opinion. So there's plenty in there to cover the salary portion of our deputies.
From the benefits stuff.
Correct.
My question was, I was getting at, is it, I think the totality of your own salaries, benefit budget was like 1.4 or something.
It was 1.42 last year and then 1.515 this year.
So have we busted that?
No.
Are we gonna bust that?
No.
Okay, we just gotta move it from one side of the benefits over to the salary.
How they separate it out on their side, I have no idea. I deal with the total number.
Well, I just want to make sure that we wasn't busting whatever was approved for that 1.5.
Correct. We should not.
We're just moving around, okay, all right.
The movement's over there. It's not.
Okay, all right, no, that's fine. Well, and I just want to make sure, so.
Sharon, can you look at that 015-015-103-0? Is that salaries or is that benefits? Do we need to change the number or we need to change the word?
Well, this all says too, if you look at the bottom of this page, it says 15,000 for capital project pavilion to treasurer office supplies.
There's 40,000 more in EMS salaries.
So
Yeah, the treasurer office supplies don't need.
Everything's coming out of that account.
that's what I was told, when I asked about it. Caitlin said that's what they've been doing because that's where
there's a surplus of money for the budget for the new year.
Basically,
Well, some of the stuff's fiscal years in now, we gotta cover like in the next,
yes.
in this month, right?
Basically, it's just like the international ambulance that comes from Virginia. We printed it off with all the lines, and we had to like Christmas shop. We had to take a little out of this one, take a little out of this one, take a little out of this one, to generate 28,000. Of course, we had 12,000 something, or 11,000 that we didn't use on one thing, so we only had to cough up left 18,000, or say 16,000, but we had to take some from one line, take some from other lines that wasn't gonna use it all up, to get it. Now, granted, as many as these numbers that are here, could there be a mistake on one of these numbers? It should be, but you hope that it's not. So,
Well, there's another transfer down here to go along with what Chris said, 40,000 from the benefits to the sheriff's salary. So you're pulling 100,000 total from two different places.
I think maybe she's done it in the original, because that one was on there and I
For
remember,
40,000?
yeah, I remember telling her, hey, he wanted to pull it for benefits. And so she added that on there, and I remember Karen saying they were gonna allow for another 50,000 or so. And so she may have not taken it off the original.
Well, no,
So does that 60,000 need to be redacted from this?
like, we're not doing a remount right now either, are we?
so to or from,
No, from pavilion project to for 28,000 to EMS remount.
It don't say two, just that.
I think that's going, is that going through that, new, that new to us? ambulance?
We didn't take money out of that, we made transfers here, out of,
Okay.
EMS, there was some from EMS, and then we took the rest from the treasurer office supplies.
yes,
I remember,
yeah, we took it out of treasurer's office supplies,
and the
We
money
gotta pay
that
for
Robert,
things.
he didn't have to pay the money
11,000
because.
something, yes.
Yeah, that's how we paid for
And then we actually took some lower out of Lynn's postage, because she had a ton of money in it, so we took a little out of it. Knowing you wouldn't probably need it. If you did, we put it back.
it. Well, either way, when you pull this out,
Okay.
it
So,
don't go back in. Like, that's well over 100,000.
So this is where.
Maybe it's over 200,000.
Right now. This is through the end of the school year. So that was,
That's
my
the end of this
understanding was
month?
we were, yeah, my understanding was we were doing year of the salaries for the last.
That's the shirt. That's the shirt. But it's okay. That's fine. Yeah, no, it's going.
1030, it's not, yeah, it's 98.
Either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you still at the 60?
So there's two, which one is the one?
Yeah, all of that.
Safety vehicle.
There's the 60.
Yep.
And then you scroll on down the next page. That's coming from capital project. But, right, that's what we want to know. I'll try to do that. This is going to pull that from the sheriff.
Okay,
Sheriff's staff.
I think we need to redact the first one.
The 60,000?
Yeah.
so be the third one down.
Yeah, the one where we're pulling from the,
Yes, the third one down on page 7.
Yeah, so the 60,000 to the sheriff's salaries from the capital projects.
Yeah.
That don't need to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all, let's follow along, let's go down this list, because we're gonna need to approve all these we can. And then, like that one, I'll address it tomorrow, and we can have it at a special call meeting. So, y'all want to, Sherry, I guess I'm gonna get you to help make the calls. So that third one, we can strike.
yes.
Okay,
I knew that because I had already talked to Chris about it.
okay, so we can strike that one. All right. All right, y'all go right on down the list.
I don't know anything else that looks funny other than that one that one looked funny.
Well, everything to me, it all looks funny, because you're pulling that much money out of capital projects that'll never go back in there. We have capital projects.
Well,
Including the 60,000 one, you're pulling $2,337.
$142,000.
well,
There was $142,000 shortfall in the budget.
In different line items, I guess.
no, not a shortfall. It's used here and available here. That's what we do every year, it's very pronounced this time, for some reason. We've been doing this for 3 other years.
That's a kind of pronounced.
It's just pronounced this
I
time.
understand great budget,
How much money was it in the capital projects? Before we had these, like how much did you have? Just not the capital projects for the infrastructure.
It'd be,
Pulling all this money from that.
8099 741 P. As long as that number's right. Yeah, where was
Well,
that?
that's the only one that's on page 79.
No, I see it.
Actually, it doesn't have a 2, but, it's a transfer, so that's,
It's from, but it doesn't have a city.
It looks like the payroll line item. Yeah, 01,
That's why.
and it's, 8099.
Dash 741 P. Now, we pulled a lot out of that because that line is bigger than, we asked the question, how much money do we need in there to get us to July 1? And there was way more than enough, so we pulled out of it to fund these other things.
Right now, there's 404,261.
400,000 before this.
Yeah, and all right now that's gonna come out of it would be that 48,000 that we ain't paid him for the plumbing yet. That'll come out, and then this, whatever we voted tonight, 6,700 will come out. So,
you still got millions and something to go to.
well, but that'll come out, and then come July 1, that'll start with a whole different figure for budgetary reasons.
Oh, we're good to go on, just striking the one.
Y'all got any others?
No.
I don't see anything else.
I'd say it's all right, let it ride.
Motion to approve the bills and transfers with character changes.
That's already motion on that one.
Okay.
Take the vote.
All right. All right, so everybody know what's going on?
I'll make a motion to amend the motion to subtract the $60,000
All right.
from the transfers.
All right, I'll second that motion, I'll second that amendment. So we have an amendment to the motion, and the amendment to the motion is to strike out that line item 3, the 60,000, from the sheriff deputy salaries, or two sheriff deputy salaries from the capital committees. So that's what we're voting on right now is the amendment. All right, all those in favor of the amendment say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Now we have on the floor the motion as amended, which is to approve the invoices, bills, and transfers with the deletion of the 160,000 that was to the deputy salaries from the capital project.
Including the valve communications.
Yes, that's correct, including the communication transfer. So, and that actually is also coming out of the capital projects.
It's more pronounced.
All right, everyone know what we're voting on? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes. All right, I want to make a motion to go into executive session as per KRS 61-8. Dang it, sorry about that. We'll go ahead and get this taken care of. One more agenda line, thank you, Zach. Zach and I and the solid waste coordinator, that happens to be in the audience, went over to visit with Nelson County. If y'all remember, Zach brought up about at the last meeting about we need to tell the community that they are available and can take waste from our county. So we had lots of good discussion, and they sent this to us today as to what they charge. Y'all can see on the form, I'll tell the community. Basically, if you need to take a pickup truck load, if it's loaded to just to the top of your bed, it's $20, $40 if it's loaded to the top of your cab, and then it's $60 if it's a load above your cab. And all of y'all have seen loads like that, either in your own driveway or on the road. Right? Nobody's grinning. Y'all ain't loaded up your truck with junk that high? Some of them? All right, that's good. All right, the high density waste, you can see is listed there. And then what they get for compacted waste and roll off boxes. So basically,
What are they defining as high density?
Demolition, tearing down a building.
so, if you're tearing down and you load up a dump truck with house parts, you take it over there and they charge you about a ton.
They charge you $41 a ton.
30, or coming after the burn.
$40.75, roughly 41. So, and then they have roll-off boxes. But it's, usually when people ask where you gotta take stuff, we've always told them Shelby County. And if you live on that end of the county, it'd be pretty nice to go that way, so. But we checked into that, so, I entertain a motion to approve, and acknowledging that Nelson County will take, waste to their landfill for county residents.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay. Motion by Will, second by Zach, to approve acknowledging that Nelson County will take, waste from, Spencer County. Now, any discussion? Go ahead, Dave.
So this doesn't just tie us to the county just to take waste to them, it's just another alternative?
It's just an alternative, yes. Yeah, it's not a requirement for anyone, but in fact, this has been in place all along. We just wasn't aware of it. Because their permit says every county that touches them can use it. We just never knew. So we want to tell the community that now we know.
So is there dump over there run by Nelson County Fiscal?
Yes.
The only brand by the owner. 800 acres.
Go ahead, Zach.
Wow, I used to roll off and stuff, but, we talked to them about doing a potential residential pickup. They don't seem, they would take the trash, but we gotta get it filled.
This right, we might be able to buy garbage trucks.
Right. That was talked about when we were
Did
there.
I bring it up like 2 years ago? You interested in running that?
They talked about, they take tires over there. The fee for that.
I don't remember what
Like
the thing.
$4 for the car tire, $10 for the truck tire.
That's a good option for people to know.
Right.
Like people want to load trash out of the hall.
Yeah, and, like he said, there was discussion. We were hoping that maybe they, may have an interest in getting our trash because Washington County and Marion County, I think, use their landfill.
Yeah, they bring it to them.
They bring it to them.
They got trash compactors set up, they want to roll off deal and semi, they set it down, compact it, wash it, we can put it, roll it up on the semi, throw it, it comes out.
So,
They got their own truck and stuff. That's something we can dive into later, it's just an opportunity.
all right, any other discussion on this? All right, all those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Anything else to come forward this meeting?
When's our contracts that is on?
End of the year.
Is that other company that came to us a long time ago?
I'm not certain.
They still in business, I guess.
I'm not certain, yeah. We'll have to work on that, this fall.
Every fuel surcharge. There's a fuel surcharge, it doesn't matter whether the cost of gas goes up or down, that fuel surcharge just keeps
If you
going up.
remember us negotiating with them the first time, we said we shouldn't have the fuel surcharge until fuel, I think you said that was over $3 or something, $3.50.
And they came back with $2.50.
Yeah, fuel surcharge, if you look at, we discussed it, fuel surcharge, and that contract, all we got like 75 cents.
Well, our contract is under $2.50,
Yeah,
but if diesel gets below $2.50, we don't get charged for fuel.
surcharge.
Our last bill was $81, and this one was $103, $95, something like that.
We have got a lot of calls about going over 100.
Yeah, it's good for the community to know, when we did that contract, we reached out to many other trash pickup companies and nobody was turning a bid.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure we'll do again, and hopefully we get some competition and nothing like that.
Yeah, it's tough business for us, and maybe them do, I don't know. But, all right, it is required, it is one of them things that's required. Well, I'll make a motion to go into executive session at the KRS 61:810, letter C, discussion of pending litigation, and letter F, discussion of hearings might lead to the appointment, discipline, or dismissal. Second? Second.
Yeah.
All right, second by Will. This is neither debatable nor amendable. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes. All right, thank you all.